Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today we are going to draw a gingerbread house. And I have here a little collection of gingerbread figurines and houses to inspire us. We're going to be using simple lines and shapes today to create our very own gingerbread house. Let's look closely at some of these gingerbread collections and see if we can be inspired by something that we see today. This gingerbread house is made out of a polymer clay. It's got lots of little candy canes and candy twist windows. Gumdrops on the roof. Now let's look closely at this one here. It looks like it has an ice cream cone for a rooftop right here. They're filled with sweets and treats. The roof on this one looks like it's made out of nickel wafers. Here we have some peppermints and candy canes at the bottom. The windows have some shutters on them. It's even got a gingerbread on a candy cane swing right here. Right here, the gingerbread on a candy cane swing. Some toy soldiers out guarding the door. We've got some curls and loops. On this gingerbread house, we have the doorway is framed by two candy canes. That's a clever idea. And a star up on the top near the roof with peppermint candies along the edge of the building. On the side of this, we have some cupcakes and a basket filled with goodies and candy. And then we have a tree and a wreath at the top. And on this side, we also have, to match, some patterns of peppermint candy. And on the back, we have a cupcake and a Christmas tree on the other side. These are some of the things you might want to put in your gingerbread house picture. And we've got some peppermint stick sides and candy cane windows. Let's look at some other things that we could put on our gingerbread house. Gumdrops, gingerbread people. Here's some gingerbread cookies. Looks like those are little chocolate M&Ms. Here's some more gingerbread cookies. We've got lollipops and candy canes. Cupcakes. Here's a candy cane tree. And we've got some gumdrops here made into a star. Peppermints and candies. And there's a Hershey's little gingerbread mouse. And let's look at some of the gingerbread fairies. and a wooden nutcracker gingerbread. Here's a gingerbread with earmuffs and holding a giant lollipop. A gingerbread snowman. And a giant gingerbread village. To start off, we want to find the center of our page, and we're going to put a small guideline. So we looked from the top to the bottom, and we find the middle, and then we look from side to side and find the middle as well. So that's the very center, and I'm going to just put a small guideline like this. This is going to form the division between our roof at the top and the bottom, down here, the bottom of our gingerbread house. Let's look here. So we've got the guideline here in the middle. This will be the bottom of the house and the top roof section. This is the straight line that comes across the page. We're going to go across the page, and we're going to go as far as 3 fingers. So we're going to line up 3 fingers to the edge of our page. So my tips of my fingers are touching the edge of my page right here. And I'm going to bring this line over, straight over, till it reaches my 3 fingers. I'm going to move these to this side of the page. Line up my fingers to the edge of the page. Bring my line over to meet my fingers. So I have a negative space of 3 fingers on each side of my page. Now we're going to do the triangle top roof. So we're going to come up. Here's our triangle roof. We need to leave a little bit of space at the top here. So we're going to find the top center. I'm going to slide my page down so you can see it. I look at each corner and I find the middle of my page. From the middle of my page, I drop down a little bit and I put a dot. Now I'm going to connect one corner here to the top of this dot. So I come down with a horizontal line and bring it to meet here. I do the same on this side, so it forms a triangle. Now I want to make a square or rectangle shape at the bottom for the bottom of the gingerbread house. And here's this one. I'm going to leave space at the bottom of my page so that I can add a path or anything else fun I want to put in the front. So my line ends about 1.5 inches from the bottom. I'm going to drop down straight and I'm going to stop almost at the bottom. You notice I didn't come all the way to the bottom. Here's my finger. If I put my finger next to this, my finger's lined up and it comes to the knuckle. My first digit right here ends, or the knuckle, my first knuckle. It lines up with the edge of my page. I'm going to do the same on this side. Come down straight and stop. This should be the same. You can measure with your fingers. I'm going to come across the page. This is horizontal. This is vertical. This forms a right angle. So if I measure this, it's 90 degrees and 90 degrees. So now I have the basic gingerbread house shape. Now, I'm going to go over a few other structures with you, and then you're on your own for decorating. Now we're going to add a chimney to the gingerbread house, and this is difficult for some kids, so I'm going to go over it with you step by step. Sometimes kids will add a chimney and it sticks out sideways. The chimney should be coming straight up vertical on your page. To do that, we go really close to the house. And we're going to do a number 1. It's a number 1 and it almost touches the roof. I'm going to jump over a little bit and do another number 1 on the same line. If you imagine this is a line coming across. It's almost, let's make it the same size. You want it to be the same size. Then you're going to do a horizontal line coming across straight and another horizontal line coming across straight. This should look like a rectangle. It's barely touching the roof. Now you're going to do a number 1, so come over from the corner, jump over and draw a number 1 straight until it touches the roof. I do the same on this side. I come in from the edge, straight down until it touches the roof. This will be a long line. This will be a shorter line. And that's our chimney shape. The chimney is a straight structure coming off the roof. It goes straight up in the air. When you have your chimney, then on your own later you can add different puffs of smoke or clouds coming out of your chimney. Here's some curly cues on this one too. Now we're going to do a doorway. You can decide, let's look at some doors here. I have a worksheet this is from my Patreon account, and if you'd like access to this, you can just click the title of the video and there'll be a link to the Patreon account there. And we're going to look at some door shapes first. You could do curved doors or you could do rectangular shaped doors. So you're going to decide which one you want. To do your door, we find the very center of our page and we drop down, not quite halfway. This would be the middle of our square. It's a little bit above the middle of our square, and I'm going to put a dot or a line, very small. Now you can decide, do I want that squared off door or do I want a curved door? Here's one with a curved door. And you're going to go ahead. I'll do a curved door here. Draw your door. Have it come straight down. Draw your door now. Have it come straight down. So now I have a nice large size door on my gingerbread house. Now we're going to add some snow, which is the icing on the top of our roof, and it's just like a free-form curving line. So we can start here with a letter U and a U on this side. And then we can do an N curve at the top of the roof. And then we're going to do a free-form curvy or wavy line. So I'm just going to go up and back and just do a neat wavy line. And have it meet the U. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, just a slight wavy line going behind the chimney. I go up and back until it meets the U. So I have some snow and some wavy icing, which is the snow. Now we're going to do a layer of icicles coming down. And let's look at these lines here. They're almost zigzaggy. They come down and back with slight waves. They're really thin. And icicles are droplets of water from the melted snow on the roof. The water melts and starts forming droplets, and that's what forms the icicles. And then they refreeze again as they are dripping, and they freeze into these long sticks or spikes. So let's do some icicles dripping down from the roof. And I'm going to start with, we're going to do a long skinny line. It's going to be a diagonal down, diagonal back up, almost like the letter V. And we're going to continue this down. So if I do a group of them, near the edge, drip down and back up, drip down and back up. See how they meet? I can connect them. I can drip down and back up, almost touching the roof. Drip down, back up. You don't want them to come sideways into the house. They drip down, and you can do it wiggly if you want a little bit, and go skinny, skinny, back up. Drip down, back up, drip down, back up, down, back up. I do small ones, long ones. I do short, drip, down straight, back up, down straight, back up. The back up is kind of on a diagonal. Down straight, diagonally back up. The main thing is you want them pointing downward. So we have a row of icicles, and we have our door. Now you're going to design your windows. Let's look at the worksheet. You've got rectangular windows. This is a semicircle, curve at the top, square windows. You can put shutters next to your windows. They can be even peppermint stick shutters or candy cane shutters. You can put window boxes, frosting designs below and above the windows. So it's up to you how you decorate your windows. You can add wavy frosting lines even for snow at the bottom of your house. Down here, we could do some wavy snow. So now you're going to design your own gingerbread house, and then I'll show you what some examples look like, and then I'll show you at the end what my students have done. And then you can color in. What we do is we color in all the things we draw. So we would color in the candy knobs that are on the door and the peppermint sticks that are down the sides. These are Nilla wafers here. So we would color in all of this, and I do that with the markers, or you can use crayons. But then the house part we color in with a light brown crayon. If you're at home and you have paint, you can even use light brown paint to color in. This would look great as a crayon resist if you did all this detail in dark crayon and then painted over it. The house with a light brown, that would look fun. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. Here's some another examples here. Here I did gumdrop paths coming in, gumdrops all around my doors, candy peppermints up here on the roof. Your roof design could have garlands of icing with gumdrops in the middle. They could have just kind of curves like letter U's. Maybe this is a row of chocolate thin mints in a row, all on top of each other. I did a gingerbread cookie tree with some gingerbread cookie snowmen. And here's my gingerbread cookie girl. And then I did a gingerbread cookie snowflake and candy cane fences. So these are some things that you might want to add to yours. Let's look at this one. Here I did lollipop flowers, candy cane arches to go into the garden. Here's an M&M door for the window of the door. I did some candy cane crosses for a design on my roof. So these are some fun things that you might want to add to yours. Let's look at some of the candies here that you could do. These are candy corns. And of course, when you color this all in, it's going to be bright and beautiful. Gumdrops and candy apples. Some hard candies in wrappers. Lollipops. Peppermints and jelly beans. M&Ms and Skittles. Here's some more peppermint. Candy kisses. Pretzels. This is ribbon candy. And this is jellies, orange jellies. Those were my dad's favorite. So we're going to be taking the candy, just like we would a real gingerbread house when we make one. And the candy will be drawn over and over again to make a pattern. You could add a wreath made out of frosting. So these are just some ideas. You can use your own imagination, of course, and design your own. So go ahead, have fun designing yours, and I will show you what my students did at the very end of the video. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to color in your gingerbread house. What I did was I chose one color, and I brought that color throughout the house. The color I started with was red. I added patterns of red throughout the whole house and picture. Then I went back and added accent colors, and then I colored the gingerbread house with a brown crayon, and I used very light pressure. Here's some student artwork that was completed in one class period. We still need a little bit more time on them, but I wanted to include them in the video. I hope you enjoy creating your very own gingerbread house.